I have always wanted to learn butterfly knife tricks, but I had no idea where to start. So I finally sat down and found 3 tricks for beginners, but they look so freaking cool. So let's do it. The first trick is the one you always see in movies, and if it's good enough for Hollywood, then it's good enough for me. The idea is that you want to flip your knife open, rotate it 180 degrees, and then flip it back so that you're holding an open knife. Seems pretty easy, right? At this point, you're probably asking yourself how I still have any fingers left. Well, a butterfly knife has a safe handle, which I have marked with some tape. And as long as you're holding the safe handle, your hands can only touch the back of the blade. The other handle is called the bite handle, and I'm just gonna take their word for it. So for this trick, the part that I'm struggling with is the 180 degree rotation, but I think I've got it. You're not actually trying to rotate the knife. You're actually holding the handle loosely and rotating your hand around the handle. And then you just have to flick the knife down and you're done. I practiced this for a bit and I can now do it pretty smoothly. So that was the basic open, and for a little bonus, if you do the same moves in reverse, you can actually close the knife in the same way. So that was pretty cool, but I am particularly excited about this next one because it's a really big and showy trick. The idea is that you're supposed to flip it open, flip it back, and then when you flip it open again, it does this big, beautiful 360 spin, and you catch it in this really cool grip. I was checking out tutorials and I found one that was showing how to do this trick, but it also showed how to do 2 other tricks and then put them all together in a combo. And I really want to learn a combo, so that's what we're doing now. Anyways, for this trick, the key point is that when you flip the knife back, you want to put your index finger between the handle and the blade. And obviously, make sure you're holding the safe handle, because otherwise... And then, when you're in this position, you want to pinch the other side of the handle with your thumb so you can do the twirl. And then you just have to flip the handle back up so that you end up in this cool grip. This trick is particularly easy when you know what's going on, but don't try and rush it. When you're learning, try and break down the movements into its different components. And once you understand what you're doing, you can try going a bit faster. It's so cool. For the combo, we need to learn 3 tricks. The basic open, which was the first one, the basic twirl, which we've just learned, and this final trick. The idea is that you want to start with your knife in this funny grip, and then you want to flip the handle open so that it goes over your arm. The handle will keep on rotating around your thumb, then you catch that handle, do some flippy stuff, and you're done. So I was practicing the different steps in slow motion with both my hands, and I've kind of found something that's slightly concerning. So if you start with your hand in the bite handle, and you rotate the other handle around, you're gonna catch the bite handle, which means when this blade goes down, that's bye-bye fingers. But if you start with your hand on the bite handle and the blade kind of comes back at any point, then it's also bye-bye fingers. And I thought the whole point was that you weren't supposed to hold the bite handle at all. Well, I looked it up and apparently that's just how it's supposed to be done. It just says, be careful, which is not very helpful. Luckily, in my infinite wisdom, I planned for this because since the beginning of the video, I've been using a knife with a completely blunt edge. Now, just to prove that this is completely harmless, I am going to test it. On Mark, come here. This trick is a bit different than the other two because you have to completely let go of your knife so that it can rotate around your thumb. And sure enough, the part of this trick that I'm really struggling with is the reception because the handle just doesn't want to get caught. But after a lot of practice, I could do it pretty consistently.
That is so nice. So I've learned the basic open, the basic twirl, and I've just learned the thumb rollover. Let me know which one you think looks the coolest. But now, it's combo time, baby.
The idea is that you want to flip the knife open and twist it 180 degrees like a basic open. Then you want to flick it back and put your index finger between the blade and the handle so you can start the twirl. And at the end of the twirl, instead of catching it, you want to go straight into a thumb rollover. Okay, so straight away we have an issue. So you open it up, you do your 180-degree twist, but then you want to flip it back to have your index finger between the handle and the blade. But it's between two handles. So I think we have to do the 180-degree twist twice. The twirl bit is pretty easy, but the fun starts when you have to flip the handle back up so that it goes around your thumb and catch the handle again to finish the combo. But after a bit of a lot of practice, I finally got it.
That was it! How cool was that? That was so smooth. Yeah, that was so cool.
And just remember that at the end, you are holding the bike handle, so try not to cut your fingers off. Great advice. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more stuff like this, consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao!